Good morning, everyone. 8bits here with a happy Saturday. Yes, we have made it to Saturday. All right. So, this week has been uh fairly busy, right? Work has been busy. All right. Let's see. Some of the stuff I need to get done. We need some music on. Let's do that song. I have not played. I know, it's a shock. I have not played that much or that many games or any of that stuff this week, right? It is a common theme most of the time, right? So I did play this game. Alien Stranded Dawn. I don't know. I like some of these games, right? So it is a planet sim, crafting. Yeah, I mean, it's got crafting stuff, but like survival planet sim, right? Resource gathering style game. You get to work and build your own little town, house, whatever. You got to figure out power. This one even has like a hot air balloon, which is kind of neat. And you can travel around outside of your little zone. So some cool stuff there. But, yeah. It's kind of relaxing to me to play these. So this week I was just like, you know what? If I'm going to play a game, I'm going to do that. Outside of doing some game dev, right? And as always, the web whiteboard is up. You can feel free to join it. It should be pinned at the top of the chat, and it is. You can come in, you can draw, you can do whatever, or you can help design stuff. So, all good stuff there, right? All right. What else is going on? I saw another sort of RTS style game. This one, Brave New Wonders. And I was kind of checking it out. It looks pretty good. Like it's another style. Holy loud.
The old world is still awake.
Right? It's another planet crafting sim game, right? Real-time strategy stuff. And it looks cool. I like the way they have it set up. A couple different realms, that kind of thing. But I like these style games. Outside of that, what else? Played Satisfactory for a little bit. Yep. Explored more of the area. Alright. I don't really have a whole lot. Today, after stream, I am going to be taking the Jeep over to essentially a locksmith. They need to rekey my front doors to my actual key. So that'll be good. Or maybe just replace them and replace the lock with a new key in it. Something like that. All right. I think that's kind of it. Not a whole lot, really. Yeah. I do know that I'm going to be changing my schedule a little bit. What is going to be happening is some work stuff, right? Work is always in the way, usually on a Monday. So like this Monday, I'm only going to be able to stream like 7 to 9 in the morning because I have a meeting at 9:30. Jeepin', good morning. Talking about how work is always in the way, and I'm going to have to start to restructure my Mondays soon. Yeah. It's a pain, but it is what it is. Right? I knew that was coming. So it was just a matter of, waiting for it. And I heard the Sophie treat. Good morning, Panuch. She is over here in a flash, right? All right. First. So how are you doing this morning, Panuch? All right. Let's drop over here. Some of the things that I've done this week is I was working on some new characters, right? So we'll open up this brightness and come in here for this. All right, I got characters of different sizes, but some new skeleton guys. I have the ooze, so I'm bringing over the ooze from my Pixel Warrior game. So that's going to get incorporated, and then I have these skeletons, which will also be incorporated somewhere. Yep. And then I have the big skeleton guy, who is just big. That's all. But I brought them over, put them into here. So now, well, at least I have the skeleton sword guy, right? This is the idol for it. And then we have our... Here. This is the attack one. Panucci, you're doing good. You were actually watching GB and Annie's stream from yesterday. Excellent. She got on the bandwagon. She started playing that Castaway game. Those games, like, they're fun. Like, they're a good type of game, right? All right, so this is the sword attack for the big skeleton, right? Comes out, goes back, and that's the cool one, right? You were watching some of the U.S. play last night in the World Cup. I honestly haven't seen much of the World Cup. I have seen the riots that have come out of the World Cup, and that's the stuff I've watched. But I have not seen the World Cup itself yet. Yeah. The riots. Yeah, everyone did. It's just, the idea that, go and destroy everybody's stuff. Fine, whatever. All right. What else did I do? I brought in a new barrel, also from Pixel Warrior, and I was bringing in some mushrooms. But I do have some stuff that I'm going to be bringing out that I put together for like the witch area, right? So I have like the Book of the Dead, I have some bones, a skull, a little urn thing, and like a little jail. All kinds of stuff that I was like, oh, I'm gonna put this in there, just making some decorations for things, right? And then the backpack stuff. All these are all the icons for things that go in the backpack so far. Diablo 5. What? What about Diablo 5? I think they are. I mean, like, Diablo 5, I think, is in development, right? That would be fun. There's no, I don't, as far as I know, there's only going to be seasons for Diablo 4. This is going to be Diablo 5, yes. This is Diablo 5. It'll just take over. That's all, right? All my little like icons and all that fun stuff, and yeah, it's just Diablo 5. That's all. All right. I've worked on some minor things, getting it situated. I have the trees working well for here, there, and then over in the harbor. The witch stuff is working good. The talking to Gleb to get the tool, which is the sheep shear, and that is working well. And then once you have the sheep shear, you can go and shear sheep, but you can't do anything with the wool yet, outside of, I think, sell it. But it's coming along. It's coming along. I do have to work on the player get hurt animation, I guess. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to switch it, right? Right now what happens is the player gets hurt during combat, and it immediately wants to switch you over to the other player hurt. So we'll do a quick search for that. And then today, I do want to work on the skill tree a little bit, right? So we'll save this. We'll go into another project, and then try to work on the skill tree stuff. And start trying to at least get maybe 4 to 5 skills identified and get the tree started. Right? But we have to go into another project to get it to do that. Because one project is the builder, and then you implement the stuff in here. What am I doing? All right, so right here, we're just going to say... We'll say no one for right now, right? But yeah, I've made a bunch of small little updates. I have... Oh, so let me go ahead and start it, because I'm going to show it. I think what took up most of my time this week was attempting to try to get a save system working. It works-ish, but it's getting there. Oops. What is that? I guess it's not working. So let's get my notes up. Let's copy this over to the notes. And then let's try to figure out what it is that's going on with this error. All right, so let's break it down. We have Object System Game Manager, System Game Manager HTML. All right, let's stop the game. Game Manager. All right, so I think the issue is GameMaker is looking for that HTML one, right? Wherever it went, right here. And I just don't really have it set up. We're going to make it in object data, I think. So, System Game Manager. I need to find my game slots here. All right. But I think those look okay. I think so. Let's see. GameMaker slot 1, slot 2, playtime. Get slot playtime, and 1 and 2, right? But the HTML local storage is messing up. It's hard. Part of the problem I think that I'm having is I'm trying to get the game to be able to do both browser save and desktop save if you have it downloaded. But like, let's look at some of my macros for this. All right, so fname underscore save 1 is save slot data. All right, let me just try and run it again. I think the issue is now we're going to see if it starts. No. Okay. So let's try to open this as a GX game now. No, same. No, different one. No, same thing. Same thing. Okay. All right, let's switch it back to Windows. I knew I messed it up somewhere. And it's going to be my HTML5 local storage get. Well, if we have GameMaker Browser save. Emulate the files. Okay, so when saving to a browser, asynchronous string, loading from the browser. Okay, let me see our save system. Save as INI. Well, I'm a little confused with it, but that's okay. Let's open up this. Is this where I was? No. All right. I think what we need to do is in here for this HTML5 local storage, we're having issues with the get slot playtime thing here, right? So let's split it out a little bit. Variable this. File. I need it to be exist. My frame. Turn 1. All right. So then we want to do we're going to just reorganize this a little bit, right? I'm going to take this, put that up here. No. All right. Let's just rewrite this. We're going to say this is buffer load if name. But if our buff Tumont, good morning. Welcome in. Good morning, you guess? It's close enough, right? It's 7:30 in the morning. For at least for here. We're messing with the saving of the game. It actually is currently just causing problems. So how it's close to 3:28 for you? Yeah. Not really morning anymore, huh? All right. All right, so I messed up somewhere. I broke the game. Where I'm attempting to rewrite my get slot playtime. and hopefully that that'll allow me to open up the game. But we'll see. Undefined, return 1. All right, so we rewrote that section, and then we leave return, database read, database -1 meta, and playtime. All right, we're going to give it a shot. Oh, I gotta, tell it to stop. There we go. Let's hope that fixes my issue. Music is good. Music is good. All right, we're in. I fixed it. Oops. Well, the whole thing that I was doing earlier in this week was this. I was putting in a save and a load game buttons, right? So, Tumat, if you're still there, I have something to show you. We'll go into debug fast mode. Look at the little sheep. Hopes it's the baby sheep. It is the baby sheep. Look, there's one right there. Look at the little baby sheep. And there's one hiding over here, and pretty sure I got one down here too. Yep, baby sheep. They're all slightly a little different in size. This one here is the baby, brand new baby sheep. Although it's got a full set of wool hair to it, but it's all right. It's got all the wool. It's cute and fluffy. Exactly. All right. And you can now we're gonna have to go do the quest. You can get finish a quest to get the shears, right? All right. So we need to grab the shears, complete the quest for them, and then we get a pair of shears because you can shear the sheep now. Feature requests: the player should be able to have the sheep as a companion. Excellent. All right, we picked up the shears. We got to return them to Gleb. There we are. All right, so now I have a pair of shears in my bag, right? I can go to the little sheep. You can't shear the little sheep, but you can on the adult, and they lose all their fluff. So if you come in here and you're like, oh, I need some wool, you can go up to the sheep, hit E, and shear them. They lose all their wool. The wool does come back. It takes about 30 minutes or so, like one in-game day, and the wool comes back. Because it's in your bag right now. We need to see if I can sell it. So let's super run to town. And if I don't know if you know, I added a splash screen in between like my transitions between the rooms. So what it's doing is it is actually auto saving your game for you. Every time you transition between a like an area, it'll save. All right. Let's see if I can sell these yet. All right, so we can sell one at a time. You're only getting like half of what it cost, right? So if it costs 8 copper to buy, you're selling it for like 4. But you know, it's all right. I need to make it so that you can sell multiple things at once, like a stack. But for right now, we're just doing this. I have an idea for the skeleton boss, your first actual boss that you're going to fight. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this guy, right? So I have a couple skeletons in here. I got these guys, right? Which are just kind of idle, whatever, and then their attack, right? So you're going to have the little skeletons, then you'll have these guys, then there'll be skeleton archers, and the boss attack. Like this is the boss. So I think that'll be good. In the skeleton, because you're going to have like these little skeletons. Let's come into the marsh, zoom all the way down here, go into the cave. And these are your first like entry level skeletons that you're going to fight. These little guys, right? Oh, and there it is switching still. Okay. Well, whatever. So yeah, you're going to be able to fight these ones on the top level of it. And then when you go down the next level, you'll run into another skeleton, right? All right, so we just made it to level 2, which is good. But yeah. I am making it so the wisp is not going to be found over here. The wisp is going to be picked up from another cave, right? And that cave is going to be here in the harbor. It's going to be right here. I don't have the cave made yet, but that's going to be where you go in and you find the wisp. And of course, the wisp helps you see inside the deep of the cave, right? All right. So And if you just go and fight stuff for the fun of fighting stuff, you can always come in. We're going to test that. You should be able to sell everything, right? So you're like, oh, I found this, and you can sell it. And then pick up a couple things. All right. Sunset. Do I have this blocked right now? Nope. Okay. When you come in here at sunset, you're not going to be able to find the witch yet. The witch works on daytime, nighttime. So once it hits officially nighttime, she'll show up. But I think all the trees are looking pretty good, right? A little thick. It's fine. It's an ancient forest. I think the layering is good with them. Nope, except for that. That is not an object. All right. These ones are objects. Yes. I need to make this an object. And I need to block that so I can't walk up here. All right. So it is now raining. I think the weather sound, the rain sound that I got, I think it works really well for it. You probably can't hear it. Good morning, War. We are doing a bunch of random stuff with the game today. We are going to work on the skill sets, like the skill tree a little bit, but we're slowly getting there. I probably spent a couple hours on Sunday trying to get the save system to work right. So we have the save and the load. It's partially there, right? Like if you go into save game, you have now slot 1 and slot 2. It's auto saving some stuff for you. Automatically goes into slot 2. And it does work, right? So like we'll say here, right? And what we'll do is we'll quit game, but we'll remember that we're here. So we'll quit game. Then we'll start the game back up and test the loading. So it should work. What's not showing up is always the name of it. That's all. So haven't seen you in a little while, War. I hope you are doing well. I don't know about you, but work has been crazy for me. More and more stuff going on, and like it's adjusting my schedule on Monday a little bit now. Yeah. Work is just it's just in the way, right? All right, let's choose that one. No, let's try that one. Okay, so it didn't officially work at all, but that's all right. Same, your work schedule has been all over the place. I know. And it's increasingly busy and chaotic. So, at least mine is. Just gotta roll with it and do what you need to, I guess. All right. Overall, I think this is going well, right? And like I said, with the new skeletons that I'm going to be adding in, so it'll be good. This will be the boss skeleton, I think, right? So your first real boss is going to be this guy. Then there's some other skeletons that are available. So I'm going to have skeleton archers. And these guys, right? They still pay you, so you can't complain too much. True. They pay the bills. You know, so I just have to roll with what they want. That's all. Yep, that is how they trap you. Yes. Oh, and I was thinking about adding in bats, and so I made a little bat. Nothing fancy, just a little bat. But yeah, and then I brought over from my Pixel Warrior game the slime. And I think this guy's going to be in the game too. I think it'll be fun to have him in the marsh. Right, so there will be more stuff. It is already 81 degrees out. Is it really? It's 74. Almost. Yeah, it's supposed to be really hot today, I think. Today's another 100-degree day, isn't it? Yeah. At least according to the weather on my phone. Your assistant, you know, the AI is all-knowing. True. Sometimes you have to make sure it adjusts and say, you know, tell it to make sure it gets your weather correct. Mr. D-Boy, imagine billionaires complaining about being hot. True. That is the downfall for billionaires. If you are a trillionaire, you don't complain anymore. You just, you know, turn off the sun. Which Elon Musk is the official first trillionaire. That was announced. I mean, that kind of money you can't even imagine. Like, it's just an insane amount of money. It's okay. You upgraded to billionaire. I did. I did. Nothing. It was not very fun in the millionaire category, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna upgrade to billionaire, and it's fun. It's fun. All right. I've started working on some other dialogue systems. So we have it right here. Arlock is working pretty good. Has a whole dialogue to it. And I have it, the game, so that when you transition between different areas, it autosaves. Wait, 8-bits is a billionaire? True. Yep. You know, the secret, you know, money stash. I have a bat cave somewhere. It's all good. It's fine. Actually, in 1923 in Germany, inflation was so high, many people were trillionaires. True. Yep. And Brewer. Subbed for 9 months, Brewer. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's nice to see you. I hope you are doing well. You're Brewer the Boomer. I just saw you changed your name. Brewer the Boomer. Threw you off with the name change? Yeah, he's in incognito. Yep. I like the name change. That works. All right. I don't have a lot of the trees set up down here yet. I still have to make a object for them. But, you know, it's going all right. So the tree object that I have that I place randomly selects an image from one of the trees for the zone that you're in. Doing all right, been a rough month. Yeah, we can all be boomers together. True. It's the boomer squad. We can join it. Since I am 4,800 years old, I feel like I can fall in that category. Yeah. All right. The age keeps changing. I know. Keep everybody on their toes. Currently, I'm 4,800 years old. Right? So. All right. We have our sheep shearing quest working fine now. We have the ability to get rid of these, like the tree, so that we can go in there. I think what we're gonna... Oh, there's sunset. So we're gonna go check something real quick. Nope, not yet. It has to say nighttime. I changed it up a little bit, right? So we're going to... Let's just do a partial playthrough, right? Let's figure this out. Gotta come in here and talk to Brewer. We need a job. Pick up the rats. Oh yeah, so if you haven't heard, I did change the sound, or added sound, I should say, to the conversation. The player has one set of tones, and NPCs have another. All right, so we're going to go into the cellar. And fight some the rats, right? It switches right now between two different animation, like, characters, because the one that I'm switching to, I haven't made an attack one yet, or the hurt, so it still uses the old one. All right, and as you fight the first row, the second row will take its place, and if they are melee, the second row cannot fight the first. Here, let me adjust the game so that it looks a little better, so you can see some of the menu a bit more. There, how's that? All right, so this is now the new, like, how the combat menu has become, right? Its current evolution of it, where go here, we got a lane attack. You have action points, right? So you always start with 6 now, and you have a battle focus. So right now we're full on battle focus. It's given us what looks like a good thing, but it's not. +1 AP costs. It means all your stuff costs 1 action point extra. So we're going to let the turns go through. 1 more attack. So we'll go into attack, but we'll do defend. And defend is going to like energize you. You refocus. So now you'll have +1 because you're in the green. You get +1 damage, and your AP costs 1 less. So that means you can do more with your action points. And we'll do another defend. It brings us back into the green. And there we are. All right. But I like how the current like panels and all that stuff look for the combat. There we are. So we finish. All right, we're at 28. We can probably do 1 more, and then we'll have to go find some more food. So right at the start of every battle, you're at like 0 AP, right? Or I mean 0 focus. As you do combat, your focus changes. And it slowly starts to go up, right? The idea is you want to try to keep it in the green as best you can. Jeep and apparently work is not going to get done with you actually doing it, so you lurking. True. All right. Let's do light attack. We're now in the green. We need to defend. And there we are. We'll get 1 of these out before it's the end of the turn. You like the changes? I appreciate that. I went through a lot of renditions of how this is to look. And now, this is kind of where it's come out on. All right, we're at 10 out of 10. We should have 10 rat tails on me. We're going to head back out. All right, so we'll turn in this. The idea is when you complete this and you fight all the rats and you turn in the quest, you will hit level 2. You get 20 copper. Yeah. So we're going to go back in. We're going to pick up the next quest, which is lizards. The combat currently is all kind of the same. There's not a whole lot of differences yet. But I do plan to change it so that it's not just a repeat of the same combat mechanics for every single enemy you fight. All right, we need some food though. We're gonna grab. I can buy a burger. We can buy 2 burgers and a steak, and we're good. So when you hit level 2 or any next level, it will heal you. So fully healed. Come out. And we need to go fight some lizards. Now, between the different zones, when you travel between them, it will save. So going inside a building, transitioning off the map, that kind of stuff. There. All right, so and turn, we got to do this. All right. I spy a ad break coming in about looks like in about a minute it'll go off. During that time, during the ad break, I'm going to take a quick be right back. I want to fill up my coffee cup. Arwen, the Quaker parrot who is behind me, wants uncovered. She does. I can hear her. All right, we're going to use this. There we are. So we're going to stop right here because ads are going to be off in a minute. But yeah, this is how the combat has come along. It's now got a pretty good flow to it. There's like 5 or 6, maybe about 6 quests now. Yeah. And ads are on time today. There they are. I'm going to take a be right back. I will see everybody in a few moments. Hang tight. Get up, grab a coffee, whatever you need to do. And I will see you all shortly. Be right back. Right. I'm back. Get my hat back on. I know it's gonna get like hot today, but whoops. Good timing. I got right into a battle. All right. Let's complete this one. So the idea is if you are in melee, right, and you have melee enemies, they're only going to fight from the front row, and you can only hit those on the front row without special skills. When you obtain certain skills, you'll be able to do like an AoE attack, which will attack everything. You'll be able to do like a trample attack. So you'll be able to go and attack the front row and then run past it to hit the second row. And I do want other skills that can help, right? But once you find your companion, they join you in attacking, right? And now when it's your turn or their companion turn, right, you can either have them auto attack or you can control their stuff, right? So you can be able to be like, oh, you can make like choose their moves or just let them perform their attack anyways. Now the companion is an archer, so when you have the companion added into your party, you'll be able to use them to hit the second row. All right. One of the things I'm working on is if you level up in the middle of combat, it's going to auto heal you all the way up and will replenish your action points with it. Yeah, it adds a little bit of like strategy into things. Because right now, okay, it's basically the same combat loop, right? For the initial, couple quests until you start to get to quest 3. That's really kind of starts to make things different. Nope, didn't make it. All right. We have enough anyways. We don't need to. If you do that level up during combat, might want to add a thin XP experience bar just below the HP and AP on the lower right. True. So I think when you're in the combat phase, right, you have that character portrait down in the right hand side. I think you're saying, like you're saying, like I can make another little bar under the HP area, and that'll be the XP. All right, so we're going to turn in this quest. All right, almost to level 3, not quite. What can we buy? And the stuff in the shop does change all the time. We'll buy one more. So let's grab the next quest. Great. Few jobs. Skeletons. Believe it or not, skeletons live in the cave that is that's in the marsh to the south. Need you to clear out the skeletons and find Tavian. All right, so we have a new quest. And I do have it, like I said, saving between areas. All right, so we're going to just come down. We have to find the cave. Obviously, I know where the cave is. But, all right. The quest is 5 skeletons. Yeah, here. So right underneath here would be the XP bar. Right? Because you're not seeing your experience at this point. All right. There. See, we hit level 3. It didn't heal me like it's supposed to, so I'll have to work on that still at some point. So we'll defend. We'll go back in and do a heavy attack. Oh, 2 points left. All right. So on the first level of the cave, right? Ground level. When you walk into the cave, you can't see it. Like you can see, but it's definitely a little darker, right? When you hit the second level, that's where things get interesting. That's where, like, the darkness surrounds you. You can't see anything. There we are. And it tells you about a wisp. Well, it doesn't. It tells you that you can't see and you need find another source. All right, we do have enough to go and turn things in. But here's where I'm going to do. We're going to zoom in. Probably have to run from a bunch of these because we're just going to run past them. All right, so once you make it all the way back here, right, you'll find a stairwell, and you're like, oh, you're gonna enter the marsh's deep cave. This is where it's like, oh, it's too dark to continue. There must be another way to light the path. Maybe somebody in town knows, right? So, like, you could walk around, but you can barely see. So you need to go back up. And we'll super run. Stay away from me. Didn't work. And Sophie treat. Let me get out of the cave here. And we'll handle a Sophie treat. Homeless, thank you for the Sophie treat. She appreciates it. All right. We'll super run without running into all the walls. So now we'll go turn in this quest. Wow, you made it back. Yes, you have the skeleton heads for you. Okay, so we turn in that. You got 40 copper for this. Completed all the work. Well done. Here's the next one, right? So this is now saying missing adventure. This is the new quest. You accept it, or you talk to him, and it says, listen, I got a serious one for you. An adventurer named Tavian went into the cave to take on a creature called the Lord of Bones. Homeless, you can't believe you were late. How dare you? I know, right? What an absolute piece of poop human being you are for being late. I mean, you know, if the shoe fits. Just saying. It's okay. You're allowed to be late every now and then. That's all, right? All right, so Tavian, something ancient took up in the deep cave. Tavian went down to deal with it. That was days ago. Nobody heard a word since. What do you need me to do? Find Tavian, right? The deep cave is pitch black without a light source. Word is there is a wisp living in the cave near the harbor, just west of there. Find the wisp first. All right, you'll say you'll find them both. Great. Start at the harbor cave and be careful down there. All right. So now, after that, right, you got to go to the wisp cave, get the wisp. I don't have the cave set up, so I have the wisp down here. Right, and we'll just run from this one. Here's the wisp. And I'm going to have to redo this wisp idea, right? So now you have a companion, your first one, the wisp, right? Where? All right, we're going to go down. We'll go find the and go in here. All right. We're just going to run here. Now all the creatures are on a respawn. It ranges like 2 to 5 minutes for respawns. No, stay away. All right, so now you can go into the deep dark. And you're going to be able to see better with the wisp. Let's see. There he is. All right. So then you find Tavian. Looks up slowly, squinting. You're not one of them. Exhales. Okay. So now you have two people with you. And the idea is Tavian's going to have another one. Be like, hey, while I was down here, I heard that I came down here because of like, I heard there was something big down here. So you wanted to find it. But you end up realizing it's the boss. You go and fight the boss. And then you can return the stuff, right? But we're going to go back. I can't remember if I completed the quest turn in for this, so we're gonna go check that out. Hamster Hammer, welcome in. How you doing this morning? All right, super run. Oh, we didn't make it. Anyways, here I can show this real quick here. So now we have a companion to fight. Your Wisp doesn't fight. It's just a support character, right? This might be a little tough, but we'll try it. All right, so now your companion, the green circle, is in your list up here of whose turn it is. It's going to go through it says 4, but it'll skip the one on the second row. And now it is Tavian's turn. So you have auto attack or attack, right? But we're going to do attack, heavy attack. And you can attack any of the characters now, like any of the enemies. So it doesn't have to be on the second row, but the benefit to your companion is they're an archer. They will hit the second row. Their attacks just aren't doing very much right now. So now it's your turn. We'll bring that guy up anyways. Let's defend. There we are. So that is going to be the benefit to having the companion with you. They are going to be able to attack, and it brings in new strategic because, like I said, you can do auto attack or just tell it to attack. So if we do auto attack, it will target one of them and fire away. And that's it for my turn. Not quite. All right. Close. Close. There we are. So we'll zoom through here. And the Wisp randomly will say stuff and talk to you. It's kind of what I got, right? I still have to fix their showing up. They tend to show up in the same coordinates, even though it's in a different room. But all right. Like that, right? They showed up over here, which was at the same coordinates that they were in at the other room, but I don't know. I'll have to fix that. Anyways, let's talk again. You're back. Did you find Tavian? Found them. And defeated the Lord of Bones, which we have not. But Tavian's still out there. Get back in that game. No, Tavian's right here. He's right there, Brewer. Right there. So we can't turn it in. But we're going to buy a burger, this, and all that fun stuff. So without turning in the quest, I don't know if... Nope. So that is where I need to pick up and continue with it. It doesn't recognize the quest being turned in. But after you do that and you come out, you'll see Paul, which is right now a white circle. Paul the lumberjack come out, and lumberjack will go up to here, right? And you have a quest to take Paul's axe to get it sharpened at the blacksmith. You bring it back and you give it to him, and Paul chops the tree down, or chops it up so that it opens it up. Now you're able to get into the ancient forest. But in the meantime, we have Gleb here. Gleb is great with tools, right? So the idea behind using Gleb is, last you checked, yeah, he makes tools, mostly GameMaker tools, but one doesn't simply ignore the market for sheep shears. Finest pair he's ever made. He lost them somewhere near the harbor. You got to go help him find it, right? So you go out. We're going to super run. And come in here, right? So now we got to find the sheep shears. And you can wander all over, try to look for it. You got adult sheep, you got some baby sheep. And there they are. So we'll pick them up. Yep, see, little baby sheep. The harbor is coming along, right? I currently have some ships and stuff down here. I am going to make it so that if you are standing here, you'll see a ship pass on the bottom. And I think, I'm not sure yet, I want to make it so maybe one of these docks. So we'll have to see. All right, but we have a Gleb's Lost Shears. We got to go return the sheep shears. So and there goes my companions freaking out and always like appearing somewhere else and then showing up. So we got to find them. There he is. All right, so he finishes the shears and decides, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you the tool for free because that's what Gleb does. So now you have a pair of sheep shears. And you can go find yourself a sheep and shear it. You'll see all the wool disappear, and the wool is now in here. And I saw hydrated. Thank you, Sergeant Halo. Us streamers, we always forget when to drink water. So appreciate being reminded, right? All right. Now, at this point, you would be able to have this cleared, right? We're going to go through it anyways, but it's because I got to get the Tavian turn-in quest part to work. Right, so after you do all that, Paul the Lumberjack, you finish his quest, will clear this path, and you can get into the ancient forest. There are new enemies in the ancient forest, like wolves. And that kind of stuff. One of the things that Paul will tell you is, hey, there's a witch in the ancient forest, right? Yeah, we do. You go until your voice starts getting drier, and then your friends tell you to drink something. True. I am good at remembering the coffee. I am not so good at remembering the water. All right. So you wander around, right, and you'll find the witch. But one of the things you don't know is the witch only shows up at nighttime. So, right now it's cloudy too. But we're going to speed it up and we're going to tell it it's nighttime. So it is now nighttime, and there's the witch. Right, the witch is actually going to be in the cave or out here. I haven't figured out which one yet, but maybe if it's the daytime, the witch is in the cave, but if it's nighttime, the witch can be right out here wandering around, something like that. Once you get through the initial sort of story stuff, you can go to the shop. The witch has a lesser forest remedy. It will heal you for 30 points of damage. So now you are introduced to potions. And I can sell everything to the witch. Right? So we can buy a potion. I am going to have a multitude of different styles of potions and that kind of stuff. I think I already have 5 or 6 of them already in my item data. It's just a matter of making some graphics and doing all that stuff for it, but working through it, right? Because these are the different potion bottles. So I'm looking at like 5 of basic potions, and then I want to make a next level potion, kind of like this one, but getting there, right? All right, and I think that's kind of where I'm at with the game now. You said there's new enemies, the wolf. You have introducing to your companion, to the wisp, and yeah, that's kind of where it is. It's come along pretty nice. Let's switch it back to daytime. And one of the other things that I can do, is we can switch through the weather. So we have currently only stormy, sunny, or cloudy. That's it. The game time runs all the time, like, except when you're in a battle. At the moment, it's pausing the game time. Yep. I do have Brent with all his information because Brent wanted to be the information broker. So you can come talk to Brent. He's got a lot of stuff. Says, hey, did you know you are in a game you want to hint? So you can get game hints, something random to be told to you, or hear like a joke, like a dad joke, right? Those are all there. His conversation stuff is built in and done. I do have one other guy that is fairly finished, Arlock here. Arlock has a whole bunch of snippets and information about what is wrong with the ancient forest. and starts telling you, you know, there's something corrupted in there, right? And it's helping with the story. That's kind of where I'm at, I think. And like I said, when you go into the deep cave, I think the big skeleton is going to be the boss guy. That's kind of what it is. So, that one's already created in sprites, as well as the idol for it. I have not made the sprites yet in the game for the archer skeleton, nor the skeleton up here. I do have the lizard guys in there, and I don't have the ooze put in there. And if you have played some of my other games, like Pixel Warrior, the 2D dungeon crawl game that I made, the ooze is in there. That's where it came from. All right. Let's see. Synchronous, you can come here and pet the dog in the game. All right, let's stop it. This is where the cave is. Like I said, you can find Tavian, and then you can find the boss. Yeah, so it's coming along. Nope, not that one. This. I was trying to figure out some of the save stuff earlier, but we fixed it, so. All right. Let's see. I think we're going to be starting to work on the skill tree stuff soon. I've already created another project for the easy skill tree. So you build the skill tree in the other project, and then you import it into this one. And like I said, I have, it took me a while with this, and it's still not perfect, my saving system. It's a blend of Juju Adams DB save. So. All right. This is battle player. We can close that. Data code. Yeah, and because I run it up, dialogue for Brent. This is all the different conversation stuff that Brent can have. NPC dialogue, bring up this one. This is Brewers. Lots of conversation things here. All right, so the initial quest was for the cave, right? Was the skeletons. You have to go and kill all the skeletons. You come back. You get to turn it in. Then he tells you to go find Tavian. let's think about that. Brewer, locked quest, no. Completed job rescue. Okay. So there's going to be two things. You can go in, rescue. I'm going to make it so you can go in and rescue Tavian. You don't have to continue to fight the boss at that particular time. But that's where Tavian creates a quest for you called Lord of Bones. And if you accept it, you're already on that quest, right? You shouldn't, technically, you could just be like, oh, let's just go do that. You fight a couple more like enemies along the way. You get introduced to how your companion works. And then by the time you get to the boss, you're ready to go. Yeah. So what's everybody's plans for today? I got a couple things going on. After here, I need to after streaming, I am going to leave. I'm going to take my Jeep to a vehicle locksmith. I need my front doors rekeyed, so I'm going to have that done. Come back, and then I'm installing a door table on the back of the Jeep. Like that. Let's move right here. I got pictures somewhere. It's going to be two things, right? There. All right, so I'm going to install this. It's a locking drop down, which is a table on the back door of the Jeep. Also, that what will fit on here is going to be a double burner like this. So I have this one, right? And that will sit right on top of it. And you can be able to cook right there on your door. It just makes it nice when you're overlanding and doing that kind of stuff. You can just pull up and cook, right? Now, as far as a heat shield, I have a windshield that will also be installed on here, which will help it. So, but yeah, this will just sit right here. So that is my mod for this week. Last week I did a radio. I pulled out my back seats and installed a mounting system at the top. Lots of fun little mods going in to the Jeep. We have been overlanding a lot more recently, which is really nice. So we do run into some obstacles at nighttime. Even during the summer here, the temperature drops drastically. Am I going to put in a freezer? Yes. What it is going to look like is, hold on, let me send the picture to Discord here, and let me, and then I'll show you. So yes, the answer is yes. There will be a little freezer, right? I think I have it. Maybe. Where did it go? Oh, I know where it is. Hold on. Maybe? Where did I put that? Actually, I don't know where it is. But it is a it's a Jeep, like it's a drawer system with freezer. We're gonna look at some of this. So I'm building it, right? It's kind of going to be like this, where the drawer, and you can see they have the table on their door as well. Theirs is just matching their color. But here, like it slides out, and then it has a cutting table as well. But this is a freezer that plugs in or unplugs, right? And you'll have, like, I'm going to have a secondary battery system in there that's run by solar. It'll charge and keep the fridge cold. And they have different compartments. One side is a freezer and one side is like a fridge. So I'm going to have that. But then you're going to get a solar battery charging system that will cover this. And yeah, it's going to be on like a little drawer that I'll be able to pull out. I think that's good. It'll be good. And they have like all different types and styles you can do with your vehicle, right? But it'll be something similar to this. The thing takes up a lot of space. I mean, it sort of does, but it's no different than the big coolers you have right now. So, like these coolers, I think we have the 350. Yeah. So we have a cooler like this, right? But it's got to be really big. So it takes up a lot of space. That's the problem. And they're 10-day coolers. That's what, they're just super strong. They can handle a lot, right? But I need a bigger Jeep. True. The coolers that you're going to have in your vehicle are more slimline. You actually fit more in it than you do in these, because this has to be thick to allow for the insulation on it, right? And then you have ice and all that other stuff in there. But in the other coolers, you're not going to need that. So it may look like it takes up a lot of space, but I already have that space filled right now. Right? So there's already a cooler in that spot. So this will just take the place of it. And you can see, like, it doesn't have to be as thick because it's electric and keeps being cold. So, and it runs off of solar power. Where do we put the beer dispenser? So there's a tap. I've already thought about that. You'll have a hose that comes out right over here, and you'll have a nozzle right there. You'll have a tap right here on the side. See? I thought about it. But this is working my way for it. I am making a... I don't even know where I put it, if I put it anywhere. I didn't. I cleared out the whole inside of my Jeep so it doesn't have any back seats. I'm going to put in a board across the bottom, put some storage into it, then build this drawer system on top of it, and then I still have to get the cooler and all that stuff for mine. But it's coming along. Like, it'll get there. It will get there. That's all. And there are different ones, right? You can get different sizes like this. And you have like ammo cans worth of stuff or however you want to do it. But like there's multiple sizes to it. The only problem is if you design it like this and you change the size of this, you're redoing all this. So. But that is always the fun stuff, right? All right. Yeah, we just love like overlanding. And we try to make it so that when we go, we're not reliant on a lot of things, right? So we have solar power. One person does have a satellite connection so that we have like Wi-Fi cell signal if needed. So they have that because we always go in like small groups. All right. So we need to update to this. I think we make it an adventurer Natavian went into the cave to take on the creature called Lord of Bones. Something ancient. Those are almost reversed. What if we said move this, went into the cave to take on something ancient. Went to take on something ancient that took up the deep caves. Yeah, and then we'll take this. All right, so a creature called the Lord of Bones. Tavian went down to deal with it. That was days ago. Nobody's heard a word since. So the idea is you say, all right, I'll find them. Good. And then here, so quest accepted, rescue. This so find Tavian. The deep cave is pitch black without a light source. So if you haven't made your way in there by like just because you're exploring, you're gonna be told it here. Can I help you? Arwen is very chatty. Word is there's a wisp living in the cave near the harbor, just west of there. Find the wisp first. Done. All right. I'll find them. Maybe later. Quest accepted. Good. Start at the harbor cave, and be careful down. And be careful. It's player. I'll bring them back. I'll bring them back. You did it. You found Tavian. However, on them and this is my problem. Like, I need to change this. I don't want it so that the Tavian quest is the same quest as the Lord of Bone quest. Like, they need to be independent from each other. How do I want to do that? All right, so we say we found them. I think I'm going to change this. Yep, found them. All right. He's joined the party. So you choose that. It takes you here. Brewer, you found Tavian, and doing all right. Found Tavian. Tavian did most of the work. Here's, you get 75 copper for completing the Tavian rescue quest. Thanks to everyone in this town. Well earned. If he doesn't see it, he says, Tavian's still out there. Go get him. Okay. I think that will clean that up. And now let's come on to the world map. Clean up this stuff here a little bit. Delete that, delete this. And we need to delete the wisp. But now over near the harbor, we'll put the wisp out. There. So that way, for right now, you could be able to go and at least talk to the wisp. Yeah, that'll work. So what do you, if you're still there, Panuch, what do you have going on today? Also, I see the notification ads are going to be going off in about a minute. When they do, I will take a beer back, fill up my coffee cup, and then we'll come back and continue working on some stuff. All right, so now me Wisp dialogue. Boy, you might watch some more World Cup, maybe stream some Red Dead 2. Excellent. I have not watched any of that yet, right? But that's all right. I've been watching the stuff on the riots because of it. But you should be mowing the lawn. I mean, you could. Anyways, there are the ads. Like I said, I'm going to take a quick beer back. I will see everybody shortly. Get up, stretch, grab some coffee yourself. And I will see you all in just a few moments.
Mission parameters. Eliminate all competition.
I am back. It was a slightly longer than the 3 minutes. I know. But I realized Arwen needed new food. So I had to give her that. All right. So I need a new conversation for the Wisp, right? Boy. About which wandering about what you're wandering. Yeah. Boy, what you wandering around about for? You are a wisp. Correct. I am a wisp. Why, yes. I am a wisp. Okay. It is a little tough to try and keep all the different style conversations in your head. Right? So it's always interesting for that. But I mean, it works. So we have, all right, what you wondering about for? Yeah, you know, you are a wisp, correct? Yeah. Well, yes, I am a wisp. I'm a, need of your help. Yeah. How about what type of help? I'm good at helping. What do you need? Let's see. So he's good at helping. What do you need? I need to go into the deep caves in the marsh. But I cannot see in the deep dark. All right. How about something like the wisp can see in the dark? Like that's its specialty, right? Oh, I'm excellent at seeing in total darkness. And then you'll get two options: Wisp as a companion, or you leave it alone. Wisp as a companion. We're not going to say freed. We're going to say change this to Wisp dialogue join. So we'll change that to join. And I guess I need to look up global.lisp dialog. It was called Freed. Okay, so there's no other ones. Join. Thank you. I will travel with you. Glad to have you along. You understand. So, and this is the random stuff that I built in that the Wisp randomly says about your current location. So there's specific comments to the marsh, stuff in the forest, desert, snow, and cave. I built in ones that are designed for some future stuff. All right. That should be good for the Wisp. And I still need to, I think, update the Wisp a little bit. Maybe try to give it its own little glowing light look. I don't know, something like that. I'm going to turn that one off. I need a flag here. Let's, oops. Does not, this is it. Not there. I want the dialogue, I think. Let's see. It's kind of broken up a little bit. Okay, so yeah, here, com1 rescued equals true. Right? But what I need is let me think about this. I need it to be here. If can complete quest, rescue Tavian. Well, We're taking out the quest for the global boss inventory or boss thing. Where create dialogue here. Quest complete, rescue Tavian. This so if can complete rescue Tavian. And let's open up my quest system. All right. We set the flag to true, but over here, I need this. So how was I doing it? It gets complicated to remember all this stuff, right? So on how it works. I think that's what I need. Quest complete, but I have quest complete in there. Quest complete. All right, let's cheat. Let's put Tavian back out here. Let's start it, and although it's not going to work. Currently, you have to go in order for the quest. All right. So, item data. We're going to turn on all the items that are used for the quest, which is this group. Okay. All right. We'll go turn all these in. That one works. Turn it in. Also works. Hey, Sophie. Sophie was grumbling at somebody walking past. It's probably somebody that has another dog. She's fine with people, right? Unless somebody comes onto their onto the actual little patio. But when it's another dog, she just starts grumbling and arguing, even if they're just out on the sidewalk somewhere. All right, so now We're turning in skeletons. Missing adventure. All right, so now we're on the missing adventure. Find Tavian. Which we got Tavian right there. I'll be glad to have you. So now, see, it doesn't mark. It's not like marking this. Why? So, because if we go in and talk, Tavian's still out. Okay, so it doesn't recognize it at all. We're going to look at this. The quest system. Rescue Tavian, 75. Barkeep inactive. It's all the same thing as the other ones. So... this stuff does get a little tedious here. Hold on, I am checking a message. Okay. This is the dialogue with it. Now, right here, object dialogue global rescued is now true. So, it should flag this, or should be flagging the quest system as true. Oh, all right. Glad to have you. Let's see. Small smile. First one in a while. I'll have your back. Instance exists. Object. I'm not really sure. All right, well, let's move on to something else for a little bit. We have enemies. Let's see. Skeleton. Idol. Right, so now we have the boss right here. It drops. If you defeat him, it drops the boss head. Which we need to make. Let's... So we have skeleton sword. Let's make a... Okay, so we have skeleton boss head. Grab that. Now, let's make two. I need it to be... by 16. Maybe like that, but we change this color right there. Oops. Like that. Let's... See that, right? And go there. Let's get rid of this shadow for a minute. I think if we do that, it doesn't quite look like anything. Let's start over with it. All right. bring it here. Let's clean it up, and then we'll shrink it.
Hello
I wonder
there.
if
Hello there.
hello.
Hello there. Another happy landing.
Have a happy landing. Hi, homeless. And not only did you do the fancy hello, but you did a Sophie treat. Hey, Sophie. I was like, where's Sophie? There she is. All right. Let's switch over. Here we are. Thank you for that. She appreciates it. You're back from your journey to the river with Homeless Junior. Excellent. So is it still pretty hot for you as well out there? Sophie is, yes. Yes, she is. All right. We'll get rid of all this shadow off of this. It's 80 going up, but what bothers you is the humidity. Yeah. See, we don't have the humidity here, so we just have the heat. So like it's not terrible outside. It is currently it's about 80 degrees now, right? It is going up to a high of like 95 or so today. Then it drops down to like the high 80s for the next 2 days. And then we have looks like three more. Well, we have a couple of days, almost a week of it being almost 100 again. High 90s, right? But it gets hot, you know? But like I said, the difference is you don't immediately start to sweat when you go outside. So that's kind of the nice part. All right. You think you need to move to a dry heat area? Well, homeless. You would like it out here. No humidity. And like I moved from Florida, so I mean like plus, I lived up in Northeast, but like humidity is not bad here at all. So if like humidity is stuff that bothers you, yeah, this would be a good move. You'd like it. All right, we're just going to like make the nose like right there. Eyes. Do that. This will be a little better, I think. And if you like outdoor stuff, there's lots of it here. Absolutely lots of it. Lots of sand over near the dunes. Do that. What's going on right here? Why does it look like... I mean, there it goes. That was weird. All right. We have a boss skull. We want darker brown, probably around the outside of this. Like that. All right, so it's coming along. That's going to be the little skull that will be in the bag. And we'll just cover in right here, and then we'll just do a couple teeth stuff. I think that works. That we need to get rid of that one and that one. Why won't it work? There we go. All right. It looks a little weird, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. I will, like, I can clean it up later. So for now, that'll work, right? We'll make a quick little sprite for it. And we said skeleton moss head. We're going to make a sprite. Skeleton boss head. It needs to be that. There. That will do as a temporary one for it, right? So I don't think let's go look at item data. Rat tail boss head, we do right there. Skeleton boss head. There we are. I think in the end, what I'm going to do is, because it's a bigger boss, I think the skull is going to be big, right? It'll take up multiple spots in the bag. Okay. What? It's about 9:40. I'm going to end just a little bit early this morning, because I need to change and get ready and then take the Jeep across town to the locksmith, and I have an appointment. So I'm going to need to do that. Let's see if somebody's still on. They are. So we're going to go ahead and call it. We're going to go visit Brent, though. Let me get that started. Now, when I get back from there, I have some other stuff I need to do on the Jeep. Hopefully that won't take me real long, and I should be able to get back to doing some of this. But it's still going to be, fun day, right? So let's go ahead and we'll visit Brent here. And I hope everybody has a great day. I will see you all tomorrow, 7 a.m. Mountain Time, and we'll get back to it and see what I was able to finish off today and what I have going on. So I hope everybody has a great day. I will catch you all later, and let's go say hi to Brent. Bye, all.